Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. Today we're back with a Caitlyn commentary guide. Now, Caitlyn's build, runes, etc. has not really changed in a long time. Obviously, Caitlyn, you still go for Storm Razor into IE, then you go for boots. Generally, you get stasis afterwards, and then and after that, you generally go for the rapid fire cannon, the moral reminder, of course getting executions calling earlier, and then you generally top it off with a bloodthirster. So nothing has really changed with Caitlyn's build for a long time. And for the runes, you go for lethal tempo, hunter vampirism, nullifying orb, and the last one is kind of flex because Caitlyn doesn't really need hunter genius necessarily. So anyways guys, first up, full disclosure, this gameplay was from last patch, but I was really busy and I never really got an opportunity to make a video on it. So as you can see, I'm running double support item with the Karma. So we are able to have the double relic shield proc on two of us. Of course, in the current patch, that no longer works. So that's just something to take note of. Now, in this matchup, I picked Caitlyn because of two things. Firstly, I have a Karma with me with a lot of poke, and I can poke a lot as a Caitlyn. And number two, they have a Braum Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa has one of the shortest ranges in the game. Not in the game, but in the ADC role. And Braum has literally no range because he's melee. The only thing he can really do is toss his Q at you, and that's pretty much it. So with the Karma Q and with Caitlyn's auto attacks, this should be a lane that's very easy to bully. Now, of course, it does sort of help that Braum has that unbreakable shield, which will reduce my damage, but still, basically, we can trade onto them with them not being able to do all that much to us. So here you can see, I'm more concerned about firing my auto attacks towards them than necessarily launching my auto attacks towards the minions. So of course I do want to pick up CS when available, but what I really want to do is make sure that when Kai'Sa walks up to take CS, she's going to take some damage from me, and any other time, like when we're in the neutral game like here, I pretty much want to play aggressively and just make it hard for them to like really have a comfortable time in lane. Like not necessarily kill them, but make sure that they aren't having a good time, make sure they feel oppressed, and you know, the like. So here you can see I'm positioning very aggressively, and I'm pretty much just trying to auto attack them down whenever I have the opportunity. Here I actually take a relatively bad trade because Kai'Sa did get a bunch of damage onto me. But here our Yone comes on in. They are already really low. I pick up the kill, or rather Karma picks up the kill onto the Braum, and here we each tank a tower shot, so we're really low. Now unfortunately for us, Master Yi comes in. I do exhaust him, but after he comes out of his Q, one more auto attack is enough to kill both of us. So here Master Yi then picks up a triple kill onto the Yone, and then one by one, all going in on Master Yi, he picks up the quadra kill on the Ahri. So now this is actually really bad for me in the game, but it's really good for educational purposes for this video. So now we have a situation where we have a Master Yi who just got a quadra kill in the early game. He's 1k up on anybody else in the game, including me and Karma, who are doing really well because of the double support item strat. He has 1k gold up on anybody else in the game. He's 1.5k gold up on majority of my team. And what do you do against a Master Yi when he's so fed? Well, we'll show later on in the video, but basically, obviously, it's no big surprises in ADC. You want to stay in the back line and just try not to be the focus of Master Yi. But either way, here we're gonna just go back to talking about the laning phase, and we'll talk a little bit more about what to do with Master Yi a little bit later on. So here we got the shove. We want to, of course, lay down traps around the tower area to basically make it very hard for them to maneuver around even under their own turret. And basically, this is the whole game plan of Caitlyn if you're playing Caitlyn into a lane that you can actually bully, which is the most optimal time to pick Caitlyn. So here, we're just getting off a couple of free attacks on Braum. Honestly, I was going for the tower, but because Braum's shield will intercept projectiles, I can't actually go for the tower, so I'm forced to attack Braum's shield, but hey, you know, we'll take it, because free damage on Braum, why not? So here, Karma is off on the roam, or rather to ward, or something like that, so we don't want to play so aggressive when we don't have a support, because even though we can poke them a lot, etc., we can't, you know, 1v2. Now that she's back, though, here is an opportunity to actually get, get back onto them. So here I do get the kill onto Kai'Sa, and I am able to also pick up the kill onto the Braum. However, the cannon minion does indeed kill me. So eventually we end up basically trading 2 for 2. However, the key difference here is that I picked up both of the kills, and I'm not sure if Kai'Sa picked up both of the kills. No, she definitely did not. I think she picked up one of the kills, and Braum picked up 1 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyways, you can see that Master Yi being fed is a big problem. He's now 5-0 and 1. He's a major issue, but for now, aside from the first death he gave the two of us, he hasn't really been too big of an issue for us. But of course, we do know that sooner or later when we get to team fights or when we get to later game, Mastery is going to be a really big issue for us, especially as a squishy ADC. So here, I'm not going to talk too much about proccing Relic Shield because it's not actually relevant anymore, but here obviously I'm trying to get my Relic Shield procs and also laying Karma proc on the cannon minion. But yeah, this isn't really relevant anymore. And here obviously the first dragon is up. So here, what we're trying to do is, our team isn't really in position to contest, and Master Yi is really fed, so we don't want to just run in there and, you know, try to contest or anything. So here I'm just being really cautious, just using my range launching my Qs. Eventually Yone never gets really into position to contest, so the enemy team does end up picking up the dragon pretty much for free. However, they do eat a lot of CC in the follow-up right here. I get hit by the Braum ulti, but I'm gonna just jump back real quickly. The Kaisa jumps into her death, and Veigar is a little bit in no man's land here. I want to be really cautious. I do have flash and exhaust, but I don't want to play too aggressive with it. I do end up exhausting the Veigar, which does save my life, and we are able to clean up and pick up the kills on the Veigar as well as actually no one else. Kaisa already died previously. And Braum does pick up the fruit, so I am actually not able to really kill him. Master Yi comes on in again. Here, I fully expected to die, but with my flash and with the help of my support, we are able to get the greedy Master Yi, who pretty much just went all the way to tower, came out, tanked a tower shot, and tanked pretty much all of our damage. And here, the very, very crucial thing here is Master Yi had a 6-kill bounty, and we are able to pick up that 6-kill bounty. So, a 6-kill bounty is a good, like, 700, 800 gold, I think. Actually, maybe not that much. Maybe, like, 600 gold or so, but whatever the case may be, you know, it's a huge chunk of gold, and that obviously is going to be really useful for us. Here, I was planning to bag, but I see Karma engaging onto Kaisa, and Kaisa can't really do anything. I walk up and basically pretty much just end up KSing the Karma, but yeah. Obviously, the Karma is actually duo with me, so it's all good. It's not like I'm gonna piss him off or anything like that. And yeah, so here, in this particular game, I did take Demolish on Caitlyn, and in this case, it actually helps us to instantly burst down the tower from like 100 to 0 more or less, and pick up the first tower. So now, obviously, from that shutdown on Master Yi, and from the kill on Kaisa, as well as the first turret, we have a lot of gold in pocket. So we end up getting both components of the IE, both the BF sword and the cloak as well. So we do get a ton of gold off of those kills, obviously with the shutdown on Master Yi being huge. So we've completed our first objective against a fed Master Yi / a fed anybody, which is to get their shutdown. The #1 goal is always to get their shutdown. Now, even if you trade 1 for 1, assuming that you aren't fed yourself, it is always going to be worth it. So of course, if you are as fed as them, or like you're very fed in general, trading 1 for 1 is not the best idea, because the enemy team is going to get your shutdown. But if you aren't like very fed, it is worth to trade your life for a shutdown, and we do end up managing to get that kill on Master Yi. Here, Master Yi unfortunately has the the Gargoyle's Stone Plate for some reason, and because of that we are unable to kill him because of that shield. Here Braum goes on us for no apparent reason, and we are able to pretty much chunk him to half HP for free. But Veigar does show up, and we don't want to tussle with him, so we are gonna actually just back off and recall. I believe it's because I have enough gold for the IE. That does indeed appear to be the case, so I do end up picking up the IE. So obviously here I have my 2-item power spikes. So I'm going to be really, really strong right now. So, yeah, we're just going to head back out onto the map. I've also picked up the Swiftness boots, or rather, now it's called the Boots of Fura, of course, for that movement speed. Easier to kite and easier to chase down if I do need to do that. I see Master Yi at the top lane. Now, of course, even no matter how fed I am as an ADC, I can never 1v1 a fed Master Yi. So I never want to end up in a situation where I'm with the Master Yi alone. So I always want to, you know, just play safe. And now that we are pretty much out of the laning phase, I can't like bully Kaisa and Braum anymore. So what I do want to do is, I pretty much just want to find whoever I can find as my front line. I'm going to stand behind whoever else on my team, because pretty much nobody in the game has longer range than Caitlyn. Only a level 15 Tristana has a longer range than Caitlyn, but as long as you don't have a Tristana on your team, you're always going to be the guy with the longest range. So you always want to stand behind everybody else and just shoot down whoever you can. So here, we see Yone going in, so I'm going to stand behind Yone now. Unfortunately, Yone ports back, so that makes me the front line. I get full comboed by the Veigar. Thankfully, I don't actually end up dying. I get the heal and shield from Karma, and I am safe because of that. Now, thankfully here, Kai'Sa didn't have ulti, because if she did, I may have died. I do have my exhaust though, so maybe not. But I definitely am at risk of dying here, so I am able to actually get off my recall successfully and able to replenish my HP. Now, at this point, I am relatively fed. I only died once to the Master Yi back when we went aggressive in the bot lane. So here, I am still really fed. So I don't want to give away shutdown. And at the same time, what I do want to do is pick up this red buff. So I know that the enemy can see me because of that ward. Yone actually helps me by smiting the buff. This allows us to actually rotate over to the dragon more quickly. Now, Yone is our jungler, so he does cancel his back to actually rotate to the dragon, which is the right decision. He isn't doing too hot though, 1, 3, and 4. He's like 2 levels below me, but yeah, so here, this fight doesn't really look all that good at the start. Gwen already wasted her W. Yone didn't manage to reset and get items. But here I'm going to set up a row of traps to pretty much cut them off from coming over from this way. So this pretty much forces the enemy team to all come from the other way. So I put a trap in the bush there, get Master Yi on the trap, and I am able to actually get a free hit in on Master Yi. So here, I'm just trying to stay in the back line, staying behind pretty much whoever I can, and just shooting whoever is in range. Now that person happens to be Braum, so I do end up killing the Braum right at the start of the fight. Here we pick up the dragon, which is of course the priority. I kill Darius over the wall, and I use my ult to actually kill Master Yi. Now here I saw this is a penta angle, so here I'm running over. I'm gonna E across the wall, hit shot into the Veigar, and I do get the quadra onto Veigar, and I do have one last kill. There we go. We do get the Q onto the Kai'Sa in Fog of War, and we are able to pick up the pentakill on Caitlyn. Of course, that is amazing. However, the thing is, this is not really a game-winning penta. It's a like 12-minute penta, so this is not really the penta that's gonna win us the game. However, this makes me incredibly fed, which of course is a good thing, but now it gives me a huge shutdown. So now if I were the enemy team, I would be sending the whole team to just come and kill me. And the Master Yi as well as the Kai'Sa can have very easy backline access. Of course, Braum, Veigar, and Darius has a little bit more trouble with that. In that regard, however, Master Yi and Kai'Sa together, if they go on me, I don't think I'm going to survive, especially if you consider the fact that Master Yi is still really fed as well. Master Yi's at 10k gold, he's 6'2" and 2, so although he did just die recently twice, he still has a lot of gold and he still has a lot of items, so he's pretty much really fed. And honestly, in this game, it's just a battle between me and Master Yi who can carry harder, and if my team can actually protect me from the Master Yi. So pretty much that's what the name of the game is all about in this particular match. So here I am able to quickly take down the enemy tower and just get off, get the most of the wave as well. Now unfortunately here my team gets into a fight with the Master Yi, and Master Yi obviously is gonna win that fight. So here he gets the kill onto the Yone. I try to ult to contribute a little bit of damage, but it doesn't quite work out. And the Gwen goes in, not Gwen, the Ahri goes in for some reason, and yeah, she's gone. So here, Kai'Sa knows that she's dead, but she's obviously trading her life for the tower. Now here I flash to kill Kai'Sa, and honestly, that was an instinctive flash auto that, you know, you just go by instinct. But after I did that, I was like, oh man, that was a bad idea. Now, let me explain why that's a bad idea. Kai'Sa is 2, 5, and 4 at the moment. She really isn't fed. She only has a Wit's End and a Storm Razor. She's not going to be doing a whole lot. However, I am really fed. I have triple crit items completed already, in addition to my stasis as well as my more reminder. So my flash is way more important than for me to stay alive than for me to actually get a kill on her. So it's way better I save that flash for flashing out of a Veigar cage, from flashing away from Master Yi, you know, that sort of deal, than actually using my flash to flash forward to kill her. So I instantly regretted that. Something to learn from that is, if you are the really fed member on your team and you are the carry of your team, sometimes it really isn't that worth to flash to kill even the enemy ADC who isn't fed. Like, I would only flash to kill the Master Yi, honestly, in this case, because the rest of his team really isn't going to be doing a whole lot. So yeah, so here I get caught in the Veigar cage, can't really get out, And yeah, so that could be a situation where I might have needed to flash. Of course, turns out no one really went on me and then there was no follow-up, but that could have been a situation where, you know, expending my flash to kill Kai'Sa earlier would have come back to haunt me. Now, thankfully, that's not the case, but yeah, it's not worth to flash for a kill that, you know, is... I mean, your life is more valuable than the kill, basically. So here, Master Yi gets caught by the charm, and that is huge. This allows us to actually immediately go onto him, and we are able to get the pick on Master Yi. That is absolutely huge, because as we know, Master Yi is the Fed member of their team. So now that we've actually gotten the kill on Master Yi, I was initially pinging to do Baron. However, I suddenly realized, number one, Darius is split pushing, and number two, our wave at top is pushing in as well. So if we do Baron, we could lose one or even maybe two inhibitors. So what we have to do now is we actually have to back and clean up our wave state first. And of course, that gives time for Master Yi to respawn, so we can't actually really just do Baron anymore. However, the enemy team looks like they may get into a stupid fight, considering Master Yi is not around, and he's the one carrying. Doesn't look like that is the case though, and nothing too eventful comes out eventually. So Dragon is 30 seconds away from spawning, so here everybody's just going to get their resets through. I get myself the moral reminder, so here I pretty much just one item from full build. Of course, here it looks like I'm on full build because I do have the support item with me. I will sell that later if need be, but of course that is not a thing anymore. Support items is not a thing you take anymore. Here Veigar gets himself caught out. Master Yi gets caught out as well, but Master Yi manages to survive with like 1 HP, so he got really lucky there. Unfortunately, his teammates were not as lucky as him. I, again, with a very greedy flash. I have nothing to say for myself in this particular gameplay. Like, some really greedy flashes from me there, instead of actually using my flash to stay safe. Like I said, it's just instinct. So here Master Yi finds himself in a 1v4, and we do kill the Master Yi. Kai'Sa is left alone, easy kill onto the Kai'Sa. However, Darius is going to get in him. Now, here I'm pinging to attack Baron, because we don't need 4 people to recall and defend against one Darius. All we need is one person to just recall and defend and stop Darius from ending, because we can't stop Darius from picking up the inhib. The inhib is already way too low, so we really just need to send one person to stop the Darius from ending the game. And that really isn't even that hard. All they have to do is stay under the Nexus, clear up the minions, and just pretty much just make sure Darius doesn't end the game, which really isn't very hard. But we send 4 people down to deal with him. Either way, it doesn't seem like it's going to matter too much, because we still do have enough time to pick up the Baron. So I guess it's all good, but in a tighter scenario where like death timers were shorter, for example, that decision making could have cost us the Baron. But thankfully that's not the case here. We do get the Baron. I am able to back. I sell off the support item and pick up the Vamp Scepter to get some lifesteal going. Of course, we do want to get to the Bloodthirster eventually. So with the Baron, of course, now we can start pushing waves. I am first going to pick up the Rit buff, of course. So 1 auto attack now critting for 832. Pretty hefty crit there. So here, at this point in time, really the only person we need to watch out for is Master Yi. He's 8-4-2, not the best KDA compared to what he had just now. However, he still can very easily wipe our team, get a pentakill, and win the game for his team. So we want to be really careful with the Master Yi. So here I was trying to get my team to group in the mid lane, but no one was really listening to me. Kind of just wasting the Baron buff. Gwen is like farming jungle, and like nothing too much is really happening. Yone uses his E for some reason, then dashes straight on back. Kind of just wasting time here. Nothing too much is happening. We do want to make use of the Baron buff to push a couple of towers. So since no one was cooperating to commit, I pinged to go for the top wave. Top wave is also really good to pick up because Darius does have the inhibitor in that lane. So pushing this lane will, of course, prevent the super minions from just coming in and trying to like push and pressure our base for the end of the game. So here, we have Master Yi and we do have Veigar, but Master Yi meditates in a very strange position, gets himself caught out again. Braum does actually end up blocking for him with the Unbreakable, so here I get stunned by Veigar. I am able to smack my stasis right in time before I get one shot by him, so stasis coming in really clutch in that scenario. I think without it I would have instantly just got 100 to 0 by Veigar. So anyways, here I'm using my range combined with my rapid fire cannon to just blast whoever is in range. At the same time, I'm trying to blast down the tower, and we do get the tower eventually. Here again, I'm just blasting whoever I can. Now, I end up tanking like 3 tower shots because I get stunned under tower. 4 tower shots, sorry. So here, my team is kind of trolling around, getting themselves killed by the Kai'Sa and the Master Yi. I'm not trolling around, I'm just gonna end the game. So, as you can see, I kited around the base and ended up getting the kill onto the Nexus before the enemy team was able to kill me. And yeah, so we do get the end of the game there. It was going out of hand right at the end. But anyways, yeah, here we have the stats. So as usual, I'm going to leave you guys with the stats. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.